Hey coders, and today you're going to be doing lesson 12, which is digital design. When we last left off, you guys were creating screens for your own app. In this lesson, we're going to teach you kind of how to work with the user interface elements and practice that so that you can implement your own screens. So don't worry about these docs. I don't think I'm going to make you do it. Just make sure you do the interactive lesson, and that would be sufficient. So I want you to watch this video. This video is actually very good reminder of what user interface is, how they work, and um, and what HTML and what CSS is doing in the background. So go ahead and watch this video. It's actually very helpful as you work on the other bullets. All right, so in this bullet, you're going to practice how to change the title, okay? So right now, it says My App Title, but what we really want to do is make this example app called Recycle Finder, okay? So um, let's go ahead and change the title, okay? So we're under the Design tab. We're going to click on this user element, and right now it says it uses home title. The text is called My App Title, but we want to change it to Recycle Finder. So you just go right here, type in Recycling Finder, and now you have the correct title. We're going to change the font size, which right now is a little bit small. So let's go ahead and change the font size to larger. So right now it's at 14. Let's go ahead and make it something like 24. 24 is, I think, the smallest you should make it. Let's go ahead and make the alignment instead of left right now. Let's change the text alignment to center so it looks centered on the screen. There we go. And you're welcome to change any other properties that you like, but again, this example is just to help you understand some of the basics. Okay. All right. Oops, I changed the theme. I should have changed it back. Oops, change this back to 24. Leave it centered. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and go into the next bubble. So adding more text, each screen of your app is composed of multiple digital design elements. You can drag out the element from the design toolbox from the left to the workspace to add more blocks to your text. Just drag out additional label elements. So they want you to drag out a new element and place it where the home description text should be. Okay, so if you want to see what it looks like, it should look like this. You can click up here, right? So they want a home description text should be. So we're gonna do something right here. Okay, and drag it out. So I'm going to drag out a label. So it looks like that. Change the ID to match the prototype. So we're going to change this ID to home description. Okay. Change the field text to match the prototype. So the prototype says, find the nearest available recycle bin. So we're going to literally write that down. Find the next, what was it? The next, nearest available and I think it said recycle bin. Recycle bin. Okay. And we want to match it as best we can. So it looks like it's a little bit smaller than this. It goes to the second line. The text looks about the same size, but I think the width is a little bit smaller. So let's go ahead and change down the width. And let's go ahead and increase the height so that it can show up on two lines. Something like that. The spacing is a little bit, probably a little bit more spacing. Let's see if there's spacing that we can control here. Um, us adding more spaces doesn't seem to do anything. Let's see what else. Find the nearest. So it looks like I'm pretty close here. And maybe it looks like the text is just a slightly bit larger. Maybe we'll go to 16. Um, and it looks like we cannot control the spacing of text, which is weird because it looks like they have like 1.5 space. Maybe we need to just add another space in here. I don't even know if we can do that. Let's see. Um, no, looks like we had to. Nope, that doesn't do it. I mean, we don't have to be exactly like theirs, but it would be nice if we were close. Let's see. If we keep on adding enough spaces, will it will it go to the next line? Oh, the answer is no. Okay, so don't bother. Um, it doesn't look like they have anything like double space. So just type it in as we would normally do it. Um, and just leave it. Who cares that it's a little bit not as spacey as we would like. Let's go ahead and increase the width again to a little bit bigger. Okay, how come it's not moving now? So find the nearest available. Huh. And you can actually change it here too. So you can actually change the width here if you like and you prefer. Um, there's some weird keys here. There we go. Come on. All right, there we go. All right, just the way we had it before. All right, it's about 240. Arial 16, text alignment left. Resize the text area by clicking and dragging the bottom right corner. So like I said, yeah, you can do this instead of doing this right here with the X and Y's, you can change it here. Let's try to match it exactly like this. It looks like it's pretty high up, actually. It's just a little bit more high up, somewhere right here. It's about a third of the way up. That's somewhere around there. Okay. And I don't think we need to change any other characters. We can just make this have any borders or anything like that. Let's go ahead and move on to the next bubble. So adding images, approach up is just a plain black square where the logo should be. Let's just add an image to spice it up. The image element allows you to either upload an image from your computer or select from the library graphics. Go ahead and drag out an image one. So here is an image. So we're just going to drag it, kind of place it right there. And then you can actually choose a image right here. So let's go ahead and choose link. So let's go ahead and go here and let's see what it says. Choose link next to the image field. Select the icons and choose icon for your logo. Change the color using the icon color. So let's go ahead and click on here. Let's go to icons. There's plenty of icons here for you to choose from. So we're doing recycling. So let's see if we have any recycling type images that we could use. Uh, and you can always customize and make your own if you feel like making one for yourself. Let's go ahead and make a icon. Let's see, is there anything like trash can? Oh, there it is. There you go. Let's type in recycle. Maybe there's something straight up for recycle. Oh, there it is. That makes sense. I'll choose a recycle. There we go. You can change the color. So I think the universal color for recycle is like green. So some shade of green, something like that. Center it a little bit here. Something like that. The words are centered, so it should match up with the words. Something like that. Look, it's looking good. Okay, let's go and go into the next bubble. Again, make sure that when you're done with each bubble, make sure you click on uh, that you're completed this task. So where is that? Where is the complete button? I don't even see it. I don't even see it. I think if we go back to code, it'll let us do it. Nope. I don't even know what to tell you guys. where the bubble is.
Adding buttons.
Oh, there's the reading part of it. Um, hmm, I don't see where you say that you're completed the step. Hmm, okay. So it looks like I'm gonna have to make you guys send me a screenshot or something. Okay, let's keep going on. So we're gonna add some buttons now, allow the user to interact with your app. So there's 3 buttons in the gray shaded prototype. We already added the search button for us. So you just need to add the contact and about button, drag out new buttons. For 2 remaining buttons, change the IDs to match the prototype, change the text to match the prototype, modify other properties to make the screen look like you like it, what you look like it. Okay, so there's an about and a contact. So let's go ahead and move 2 buttons. So here is the button box. So here's button there. Take another button, move it here. Okay, try to match it up. They're pretty big and they're pretty centered, so something like that. Again, something like that. And you try to match the button. The buttons needs to be the same size. So I'm kind of overlap it right now to make sure they're the same size and align correctly. They pretty much cover uniformly here in terms of spacing between each one. So I'm actually going to increase it to like that or so. This is about center. So again, I want to make it about the same size. I can move it over to kind of overlap it. Make sure they're the same size. Something like that. So one button is going to be called about, and it's called home about button. Okay. So we're going to change this button to home about button. Okay. I wouldn't use that name, but that's the one they use, home about button. And it's going to say the word about. So instead of calling button, it's going to be the word about. And over here, they want us to name it home contact button. Home meaning that's the page that it's on. It's on the home page. It's going to be the contact, and it's going to be a button type, and it's going to say contact. Okay, so that's pretty easy. We got those 2 buttons looking pretty good the way we want it, at least the way I want it. You can go ahead and change any colors you want, anything else that you want. I'll leave it consistent with green buttons here. Um, I probably want the search bar to be the same size, so I'm just going to drag it, drag the corner, make sure they're the same size, a little bit less on the height. Okay, because it would bother me if the buttons aren't the same size. That's just me. Let's go bubble number 7. So here's a good page to teach you guys all the different interfaces here. So here's design mode. They teach you, here's a design tab. Uh, these are your toolboxes that you can drag from. The area right here is all the properties. Okay, this one's kind of the most important one because this is how you're going to reference it inside your code. So this is the element ID or the name of the ID. Okay, 5 is important because that's what's going to be written on the button. Okay, and there's other properties that you might see that you can scroll down and find. It's going to go to bubble number 8. Okay, so the search box is our prototype. It can be created using a text input. This is a box that you use to type stuff into. Later, your software can read this text and do something with it. So let's go ahead and look at the prototype. They want us to add something called location and a text box. So let's go ahead and find the text input and go ahead and drag it in here. And then we're going to drag a label. So something like that. Okay. So in our prototype, it's called home location label. So let's go ahead and change this to home location label. Did I spell it out? Yep, I didn't need to spell it out. So home look label. Okay, it's going to say location with the little colon here, right? And the other one's called home lock input. So here we're going to call this home lock for location. and input. And input, I think I need to put IPT. Oh, nope, they spelled it out. Okay, and there's a placeholder, so you could like put a placeholder here, but according to our prototype, there's no placeholder. So we have there. We're done there. How come my icon doesn't show up anymore? That's strange. I thought I chose the recycling one. Let's see if I can get it back. Recycle and change it to like some shade of green, maybe a little darker, something like that. Okay. And that's it. Let's go to bubble number 8, bubble number 9. So type in recycle, you're searching, you can use a checkbox elements. You already added a checkbox label for glass. You just need to add ones for paper and plastic. So add checkboxes for paper and plastic and add the labels as necessary. So we're going to add a checkbox here. Okay. I would make it the same size as the other button and take another checkbox, move it here, enlarge it to make it the same size. And now we're going to add some labels. So we're going to snap a label somewhere right there. And we'll grab another label and drag it there. And let's see, let's make sure that's big enough. Let's make sure that's big. Okay, let's go ahead and use the prototype now and kind of see what the naming convention is. Home paper check, home plastic check. So here, home, which one's first? Paper. Paper check. And I wonder if they do any shorthand. But home paper check. Nope. Spelled out in full. So home paper check. Here we're going to do home plastic check. Okay. And now we're going to do paper and plastic. So I'm going to go here, paper, down here, plastic. Okay. So we kind of get, like we hit run now, you get all the elements. You can see that we're pretty close to what we want. Okay. Again, my icon keeps disappearing. It's kind of annoying, but whatever. Because I think images don't go from one to another. And my search button isn't the same size anymore. Okay, so let's go and move on. I think it doesn't save your work from the previous one, which is why it's doing that. All right, by now you should have fairly complete, though not functional, digital version of your paper prototype we started with. All that's left to do is check back over your paper prototype and add any final touches you might be missing. So we're just going to check here and see if we, made any mistakes. We seem to have everything in the right places. Um, let's go ahead and check our labels real quick, make sure that we have everything properly labeled. This should be enabled logo, I'm pretty sure. Let's go ahead and check real quick. They actually call it home logo. So there's a mistake. Home logo. Check this home description, check this location, check this home lock input, check this home glass check, home paper check, home plastic check, home search button, home about button, home contact button, and looks like we have checked everything. Let's go bubble number 11. So here's a review of all the design mode elements. Um, Making sure that you choose good ID names, something that's really easy to. Um, so maybe you want to do things like these type of naming conventions. I don't like the way they do it with the little underscore, but if you choose like that, that's up to you. Um, there are some rules about IDs. Make sure that you understand that they're case sensitive. You're pretty aware of that by now. You cannot contain spaces, but you can use underscores if you want to do spaces. It must begin with a letter, so you can't start with a number, for example. Okay. And you can contain hyphens, underscores, colons, and periods if you want. Okay. Let's go to bubble number 12. Okay. So now that you have an idea of what your app elements would look like, you can start working on your own with your group. Um, so basically, I'm going to give you tomorrow and maybe even Thursday to start making um, your screens. So start thinking about your screens, how many screens you want to make, and I'll probably show you a video on maybe the food app, like the food app that was inside the example inside our previous example, and maybe I'll make that to kind of help you guys get an idea what you're trying to do. So we're not adding any code yet, we're still just making what the screens look like. Okay. Okay, so here's your mock-up app. So basically, you can start making your screens right here. I'm not going to go ahead and do that yet, but I will show you guys that tomorrow. So Bubble 13 is kind of the what you're going to be doing tomorrow and probably even Thursday. Start making all the screens and putting all the labels and whatnot. Um, so that's what we'll look forward to. I'll see you guys later.